Figured I would go live for a little bit, chasing those watch hours, folks. Hopefully, I'll get some awesome people to join this live and hang out. It's a nice day, kind of cloudy, not as sunny as I would like, but it's all good. I'm thankful for this day. It's relatively warm compared to past few weeks or so. We've had some cold days. I'll take this. I've got my coffee ready to go, ready for some hopefully awesome conversations. This is an open discussion. If there's something you have in mind that you would like to discuss, drop it in the comments and I will consider discussing it. Okay. Don't bother dropping anything bad. I will not approve anything bad. Okay. Q&A focus. So question and answer focus. If you have any questions for me, I want to make this very clear. As long as it's nothing bad, ask and I might have an answer for you. Okay. Maybe I'll answer. There probably will be certain topics I'll stay away from for this live stream. It does not mean I will not discuss a topic or topics that I might stay away from in this live stream in a future live stream. It just means that I might not discuss certain things here. But if you have any questions for me, as long as they're not bad, drop them in the comments and I will consider answering. Okay. The questions can be about homesteading, self-sufficiency, emergency preparedness, aka prepping. It can be about specifically raising certain types of livestock like chickens, meat rabbits, pigs. Those are the three types of livestock that my wife and I have experience with. Producing your own food in general, being more self-sufficient, in case I didn't mention, I might have mentioned self-sufficiency before, but that is definitely something I'm willing to get into. It could be personal questions. It could be something about my personal testimony, about my faith. It could be about my life experiences, about mine and my wife's homesteading journey. Go for it. Again, as long as it's nothing bad. All right, I'm seeing 2 accounts playing this right now. That's awesome. And I see 3 likes. First goal for likes is 7. Going right for 7. Always survive in the house. I think always survive. I think you have the first comment, brother. How are you today? PKXD Gamer 370303 wrote hi. Welcome in. PDX Gamer, welcome in. Thank you for being here. And I'm seeing 15 accounts playing this right now. I assume people are scrolling. Stop scrolling. Hang out right here with me. We've got Always Survive in the house. He is awesome. He's a great channel. Very knowledgeable guy. Very knowledgeable guy. So hang out. Always Survive wrote, at work, I'll be listening. All right. How are you, PKXD Gamer? How are you today? I'm seeing 20 accounts playing this right now. Let's go. Let's grow. If you are a content creator, this is the live stream you want to be in. I say that confidently because my wife and I are blessed to be connected to some really amazing people here on YouTube. And as far as the content creators that we're connected to here on YouTube, we are connected to some really supportive content creators, the type of people that will help you get watch hours, will watch your videos and drop likes, give you likes, drop comments, sometimes even share your videos. So stay in this live stream. If you're cruising through, stop. Vase Place. Hey, Colin, 4th like. Welcome in Vase Place, folks. Vase Place, that's Verna. Always Survive. That's Andy. Both great people. Both great people. Verna from Vase Place, also, like I was mentioning about Andy, very knowledgeable person. Very knowledgeable person. So this is an open discussion. Like most of mine and my wife's live streams, I think there might have been at least one in the past that had a particular focus. This one is open discussion format. If there's a topic you have in mind you'd like to discuss, as long as it's not bad, drop it in the comments and I will consider talking about it. I see 5 likes. Thank you to everybody who hit the like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's grow. Content creators, stay in this live stream and you can network. You can build your community, make connections. All right. I see Verna from Vase Place and Andy from Always Survive greeting one another. I love to see that. I like to see people having nice, good YouTube etiquette in the chat and good etiquette, good manners in life in general, right? Say hello to people, greet people, acknowledge people, right? I love to see that. So thank you, Always Survive. Thank you, Verna, for greeting one another. All right. We're at 5 likes. We're going to be hitting that 7. My first goal for likes really soon. Let's get this conversation going. Let's get these conversations going. This particular live stream, this one right now, is a focus, or I would like it to be, rather, I would like it to be focused on question and answers. If you have any questions for me, homesteading, gardening, raising livestock, emergency preparedness, aka prepping, questions about my personal life, as long as it's nothing bad. Actually, all of the questions, as long as it's nothing bad, feel free to ask. And there will be probably most likely certain topics I stay away from, but that does not mean that I will stay away from that topic or those topics in future live streams. Let me try to get caught up in the chat. Verna wrote, tomorrow is great for planting, according to Gardening with the Moon. Okay, interesting. Always Survive. We have rain next 5 days and still too cold to plant. Woo, I love the rain, brother, but 5 days of it, that could be rough. Verna, I will be planting Chioggia. I might not be sure how to pronounce that. Chioggia. I'm going to go with that. Chioggia beets. That is the bullseye target beets. Okay, I think I may have heard of those and or have seen those before. CR in the house. When I say CR, folks, I'm talking about creative redundancy. CR wrote, hello, Colin. Hello, CR. Baby Shark. I think I might not remember who I got this shirt from. This is like around the house lounging kind of a shirt, maybe outside kind of a shirt, on the homestead kind of a shirt. Beets you can plant 1 month before your last frost date. Okay, cool. That's a great piece of information. I'm happy you mentioned that. I may have planted some beets in a planter that my family and I have in front of our house. I don't remember. And if so, I'm not sure if I saw any germinate. So I'm happy you mentioned those beets, Verna, because that's a great reminder to me to get some beets planted. Or if I did plant them, plant some again. All right. CR, I'm chopping and eventually dropping said video. All right, I will try to keep an eye out for that. Let me screenshot the chat. Boom, how you doing? Screenshot taken. Hopefully that will serve as a reminder for me to keep an eye out for that video, CR. 6 likes, 1 away from my first goal. Let's go, let's grow. We've got 3 awesome people, okay, or 3 channels, awesome channels, rather. I'm not sure if more than one person is with any of those people. Always Survive in the house. CR, that's creative redundancy in the house. We got Verna from Vay's Place in the house. Some really awesome people here right now. I'm happy you folks have made it. I would like the focus of this live stream to be Q&A. So if you have any questions for me, drop it in the comments. It could be about my testimony as a Christian. It could be about my personal life. It could be about homesteading. It could be about martial arts. It could be about health and wellness, including but not limited to diet, supplementation, nutrition, training methodology, workout splits, like routines and things. Yeah, I'm here for you folks. As long as it's nothing bad, I will consider answering the questions. And if you have a topic in mind, drop it in the comments. And as long as it's nothing bad, I will consider discussing said topic or topics. CR wrote, I think I'll post it on April 22nd. Why such a wait? I think you said something recently, or communicated recently, that you were getting content together, or recording, planning, or something for September already. If so, you are way ahead of my wife and myself. Although, maybe not, because I think my wife has some stuff saved, some videos saved for some content that, who knows, it could be months worth, but I think probably not, maybe days or weeks worth of content. But that's great, you're staying ahead, CR, but why not drop it sooner, brother? Vay's Place wrote, hitting that thumbs up doesn't cost a person anything, but will help Colin. Yes, And it doesn't only help me, it helps my wife, it helps our two sons, and it doesn't just help me, it helps my wife and our two sons as well. So thank you so much for writing that, Verna. Again, folks, if I say Verna, I'm talking about Vay's Place. Verna is the person who has the channel, Vay's Place. If I say Andy, I'm talking about the gentleman who has the channel, Always Survive. Because April 22nd is Earth Day. Interesting. Fatma Al Hamadi. And then some other stuff. Do you remember me? Well, I try to always be honest. And right now, I don't remember you. I don't know if that's a troll kind of a setup, or if you've actually been in one or more of mine and my wife's live streams in the past. Vase Place, Arrow, Verna. Thank you, Verna, for making that clear. How are you, Verna? How are you? And CR, please do not be offended, sir. Please do not be mad. Please do not be annoyed. Please do not be sad. But I do not remember your name. That is, if I ever learn your name. 7 likes. Boom! Power claps for them. 1, 2, 3, 4. How you doing? Thank you so much, everybody who hit the like. Let's go. Let's grow. Let's go. All right. See, CR, you made me laugh, and Verna, you made me laugh too. Thank you, Verna and CR, for those laughs. CR did the arrow thing. CR. Vay's Place. He only goes by CR. Okay, thank you for letting me know, Verna. All right. Now, knowing CR, as much as I know him from this YouTube world, um, he does like to make jokes, puns, plays on words, whatever they're called. Maybe his actual initials for his real name are CR. Just saying. Vay's Place. Laughter is the best medicine. Yes, laughter. Not. I think maybe I was gonna say reduces. Laughter produces happy chemicals. Okay, it's great for your endorphins. So laughing can actually make you happy. And did you know that by smiling, even when you're not feeling happy, smiling creates a chain of events in your body to actually make you happy. So if you're like not happy and you just force force a smile out, that can actually make you happy. So smile. It's great for you. Fatma Al pardon my pronunciation, Fatma Al Hamadi. I believe I was on your last live stream. Okay, well, if you were, welcome back. And if you were not, welcome. I'm happy you're here, Fatma. Where are you from? From. I think I might have said from. Where are you from, Fatma? CR. Someone calls me Red, by the way. Who calls you Red? Vay's Place. It reduces stress hormones. I believe it does. I believe it reduces cortisol, which is a hormone that is produced by stress. Now, I believe cortisol is also produced for another reason or reasons, but one of the reasons cortisol is produced is a response to stress. So truly, laughing is great for you. It really is. Smiling is really great for you. CROQ. Oh, as a question, I assume. I think. You growing, trying anything new to you? Excellent question. Yes. One thing that just came to mind is jicama. Jicama. That's one of the fun things that we got seeds for. We have our certain staples, things we like to grow that are for our family smart to grow, and then there's some stuff that we try to grow because it's just cool, it's just fun. However, jicama might be both. I've never grown jicama before, and just in case any of you don't know, I'm not saying you folks don't, but that is spelled Jicama. I believe it is. I believe it might be native to Central America and slash or South America. It kind of is like, I'm gonna describe it as an earth apple, and I don't know if I've ever heard that description before, but it's light, it's crunchy. Um, I think delicious, but relatively kind of bland. I've had it in a salad before, at least. At least that's the one way I know I've had it, and I think it was excellent. Great texture. Um, I assume it could be used for like stir fries and other things as well. Um, you persevering anything. I'm assuming CR meant preserving, and if so, hopefully, my wife and I both would like to grow a lot of tomatoes this year. So hopefully, we don't have to battle with tomato hornworms like we did, I think, last year and maybe the year before, and maybe a year or years before that. But at least last year we had tomato hornworms, and they decimated multiple tomato plants. So I'm gonna try to be more vigilant and get them. I'm gonna try to like keep an eye out, watch the plants more, try to really just pay attention. Um, Tomato hornworms. There's a wasp that actually will lay eggs on the tomato hornworm, and when the eggs hatch, I believe they attack and maybe even eat, as in the young, the baby wasps or whatever. I believe attack and maybe even eat the tomato hornworm. So if you see little like egg-looking things, I think they might be white on a tomato hornworm, then that's a good thing. That means that you have that predatory wasp around. All right. CR, someone from the MRE community calls me red. MRE. I can't think of what that is or what that might be right now. Jessica Dash TI3GM said hi. Welcome in, Jessica. Thank you so much for being here. And I think, oh yeah, I gave a power clap, 4 power claps for hitting 7 likes before. Now I'm seeing 9. My next goal for likes is I'm going to push it to 15. All right, 15 likes. So if you're here and you haven't hit the like, it takes a moment. It's kind. It's completely free. Boom, hit the like. Please do that for my wife, our 2 sons, and myself. And I say my wife, our 2 sons, and myself because YouTube is something that's great for my whole family. Great for my family and I. It's great for all 4 of us. And we're really trying to get monetized. And one of the main purposes, or I think the main purpose of doing these live streams lately, is to get those watch hours. So if you're scrolling by, folks, just stop scrolling, please. Play this live stream. Maybe you're busy. Maybe you're at work. You could keep it playing in the background if you're not using your phone. Welcome in, Jessica. Jessica, where are you from? And Fatma, if you are still here, where are you from? Got my coffee. It's maybe it's a nice day for homesteading. It's not hot. It's kind of warm. It's not as sunny as I would like. I would really love a sunny day, but it's all good. This is the day the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. I pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. Fatma, UAE, I believe that is United Arab Emirates. Very cool. One of the many, I think, many cool things about live streams is people from around the world stop by. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Meals ready to eat, aka MRE. Okay, yeah, I thought of that, but I was thinking MRE community. I might have been thinking rather MRE community. Okay, so I'm assuming there's a community of people who are really into MREs. Okay. Yeah, I knew that. I think I might have thought rather that it meant something else besides meals ready to eat. So, what stuff does the MRE community get into? Like trying MRE, see how they taste? Opening up old MREs, is that something? I've seen that before, people opening up food from like 10 plus years ago. Twinbrook Acres, you get 4 power claps. I think I was just maybe just happy to see you here. Twinbrook Acres, hello all, listening while working. Thank you so much, Twinbrook Acres, for listening while working. CR, ration reviews. Okay, reviews. That's cool. It's interesting. To each their own. For me, I think with MREs, it's just kind of simple to me. I would probably just be focused on value, right? Are you getting your money's worth? Taste is not that important to me. I don't really care much about. I don't want to say that. I'm going to take that back. I do care about taste. Obviously, I'd like something that tastes great instead of something that does not taste great. However, for MREs, for me, that's survival food. I'm not going to be opening up MREs and having it for like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and I'm not going to be uh, feeding MREs to my wife, and I'm not feeding them to our sons. They would only be for survival preparation, emergency preparedness. And a lot of people get really focused on the taste, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. It's nice to know, but I don't really care about taste. I care about nutrition. I care about what kind of macronutrients it has, perhaps other nutrients besides macronutrients, vitamins, things like that. King Retro Gaming, I'm on your live. LOL again. Welcome in, King Retro Gaming. Happy you made it. CR, look, Verna, I'm talking about food. LOL. Well, food frequently comes up in mine and my wife's live streams, and it's all good. People got to eat, right? Food's fun. It's just something that I think is it's a great topic to find commonality, right? It's a great conversational topic because I find that people, no matter how different they may be, food is a great topic to find commonality. You could have wildly different beliefs about important things and still share commonality, things in common when it comes to food. So it's a great topic to keep things lighthearted and fun and find things in common with people, right? King Retro Gaming, how are you, sir? Today I am more blessed than I deserve. I'm having an awesome day. Got up kind of early, and I'm looking forward to being very productive today. Homesteading is my focus today. That's my main focus, rather. So I'll be taking care of. Actually, I will be, and um, mine and my wife's 2 sons will probably be helping me do some of the stuff I'm about to mention. Um, so I will be doing what I'm about to say, and I think mine and my wife's 2 sons will help with at least some of the things that I'm going to mention. Gardening, taking care of our chickens, taking care of our rabbit, doing some composting, maybe a little bit of landscaping, like cleaning things up. That's actually something I would like to get done. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to just crushing it today, having a super productive day. Got my coffee. I'm ready to go, ready to grow, literally, figuratively. All right. How are you, King Retro Gaming? CR, I have a food related video for Wednesday, I think. All right. All right. I really would like to stop by your channel. Maybe I'll try to make that happen today. Um, do you like cast iron for cooking? Yes, I do. I am not that knowledgeable about cast iron cooking, even though I think I know some things. My wife is, I think, probably more knowledgeable than I when it comes to cast iron cooking, and she uses our cast iron pots, pans, whatever they are, more than I do. I tend to just grab the stainless steel and make things happen when it comes to like saute and things, heating up food. But cast iron is absolutely awesome. I think that's a great prep that everybody should have. Is at least one high quality cast iron pot or pan. Okay, and I think a pot is better than a pan because a pot is better for holding liquid. And if you're going to have one, pick the pot because you can saute in a pot, and you could also make soups, stews, things that have a lot of liquid, a relative lot of liquid, whatever the correct way to say that is. But a pan is not as good for both. So I recommend pots. Now, here's a fun fact for you. When people say Cajun, like Cajun culture, Cajun people, I believe most, or many rather, of the Cajun people in America live in Louisiana, like New Orleans, for example. And Cajun culture actually comes from people that migrated from, I believe it's called Acadia. So I believe maybe it was a mispronunciation or a slang pronunciation of Acadia. So they called them Cajun. And when those people migrated from Canada, again, I believe it's Acadia, one of the things they brought with them was like cookware, like pots, pans, whatever, because they're so important, right? Think of camping, how important it is. Think of primitive survival, how important it is. Think of regular survival. Anything that you cannot easily reproduce in nature is something you want to have. For example, cordage, right? A lot of people might take cordage, like rope, for example, for granted, not appreciate it. But you can make cordage in nature. But if you want to spend your time finding the right plant, tree, vine, whatever, maybe more than one of those things, and like braiding it and making the cordage, that's a lot of work. Better off just having some good paracord as your shoelaces. There's a prepping tip or prepping tips for you. Just throwing knowledge out there, folks. And however much of it is just maybe miscellaneous, random. Janet Potter in the house. Good afternoon, everyone. CR, hey, Janet. Vase Place, sorry, was AFK. CR have to have volume off because of phone call. What does AFK mean? Could somebody let me know? CR, all good, Vay. CR, can you pan the video around? I'll show you folks around in a moment. Twinbrook Acres, you are correct. Acadian, the French accent. I don't know why I said accent. I might have thought it was ASC, maybe. The French accent made is sound like Cajun. I am Acadian descent. Very cool. And I'm happy that I was correct about at least some of that. Yeah, the value of pots and pans, folks. Not easy. You can take like bottle gourds, different types of plants, maybe certain types of squash, perhaps. I think bottle gourds, dipper gourds, loofah gourds. At least the bottle gourds definitely can be made into bottles or like containers and things. Containers, very, very important. But you don't always have bottle gourds growing all around you. And I don't even know if they're like native and wild or not. I'm going to make a video, I think maybe today, give you folks a little heads up about it. One of my next videos, perhaps my next video, again, might be today, is survival gardening beyond calories, right? Besides just calories, like macronutrients, for example, survival gardening, things that people should grow, things that people should think about. So I think that's going to be a fun video. So keep your eyes open for that one, folks. CR, reverse wrap takes time and you need to source the stems and such. I'm not familiar with what reverse wrap is. I assume CR is talking about making cordage or some type of cordage. AFK is away from keyboard. Okay, I think I may have heard that one before, read that before, but I think I might have forgotten. Twinbrook Acres, but they did not migrate. They were removed by the English army during the French and Indian War. Okay, thank you for that detail, Twinbrook Acres. Thank you so much. I love learning in general, and I love learning about history. It's one of the many things I love learning about. CR, are you still gathering rainwater? Excellent question. Lately, no. But being that you mentioned it, I am going to get back on that. And I'm probably going to do that with some food grade buckets. Keep it simple, get some clean buckets out there and catch the rain. I would love to, perhaps on this property and/or mine and my wife's dream property, which will be an off-grid property. I'd love to get, again, on this property and slash or if we get, when we get, I'm going to say, our off-grid dream property, get into some rain catchment. I actually have, or rather, my family and I, my wife, our two sons, and I have at least one uh, rainwater catchment barrel that is not hooked up, not set up. I think that thing probably needs a super cleaning, but we could catch it. We could link it up to our gutters on our house. However, I'm going to throw something out there that a lot of people might not think about, a lot of people might not care about, and I think they should. When you're catching rainwater on a typical shingled roof, those shingles have a bunch of horrible toxins in them. So I don't recommend that. I recommend if you're going to catch water, do it on something that's less toxic, like some type of metal roof, preferably a non-toxic metal roof. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just what I would do, and that's just my advice. You folks do whatever you want to do, as long as you're not hurting people. Although I think if you are collecting rainwater off of regular, common, like oil-based, tar-based shingles, I think you might be negatively affecting whoever uses that water. All right, Twin Brook Acres. My Acadian ancestors ended up in Boston. Okay, all right, very cool. CR, can't garden really without some water. Well, I mean, you can't garden without water, period. I mean, you need at least rainwater, right? So you cannot garden without water. We have a well, or maybe wells, at least one well on our property. And we've got pumps, spigots, whatever they're called, in one, two, at least 3 places on our property. So we have lots of water access on our property to really, I think, very clean, high quality water. We did a home test kit thing and it came up great. Not sure how accurate it was, but it came up great. Well water is amazing. Vase Place. Blessings all. Does that mean you're heading out or you're just throwing some blessings out there, Verna? Yeah, but we have caught rainwater in the past and used that for gardening. I'm definitely going to start doing that again. Just been busy and it just hasn't been something I've thought about. And even if I did, it just might not have been a priority. Being that we have an abundance of water on our property. And yeah, water's needed for gardening. Now, as far as watering yourselves, as far as people watering themselves, if you have a hugelkultur bed or mound or something like that, at least sometimes in at least some situations, I'm going to be clear here, you might not need to water. Now, that might be in a situation that you get a good, relatively good amount of rainfall or precipitation in your area, then you might not have to water yourselves. Hugelkultur mounds or beds work best after being 1 year old, when they start to decompose and the wood that is spongy can soak up a lot of water. Then it is said that some people do not water themselves. They just go with whatever precipitation they get, and that's enough. Yeah. And then also another way to minimize the amount of watering, and in some situations for some people, not have to water at all, as in do it yourselves, is a great mulch. Mulch holds in moisture. So if you get a relatively good amount of rainfall and you have a great mulch like wood chips, I think the best mulch is a mixture of wood chips and other things like leaves and other vegetation. Then you might not have to water at all, or perhaps you might have to water just very little. All right. CR, remember that video with the containers? I'm so happy you mentioned the rain catchment, or whatever you mentioned about rain, CR. That was a great reminder to me. I mentioned One of the cool things, the great things about live streams is people showing up from around the world. For me, another great thing about live streams is being reminded of things that I'm like, oh, I'm so happy that you mentioned that. Now I'm going to remember to plant that. I'm going to remember to do that. So I love being reminded about things in live streams. Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. Power claps for you. Howdy again. Welcome in. CR, mulch helped my tomato plants during 95-degree Fahrenheit heat wave. Yes, mulch is awesome. Mulch is awesome. Mulch can really dramatically improve the amount of water held in your soil. Mulch is amazing. Robin Gardens, hello from a stormy Chicagoland. Finally caught you live. Welcome in, Robin Gardens. Folks, let's welcome Robin Gardens in. I actually my wife and I, rather, remember, everything on our YouTube channel. Mine and my wife's YouTube channel is mine and my wife's. So my wife and I just recently connected to Robin Gardens, and I believe that was through Shawnee Grows. I was on a live stream panel that Shawnee Grows had recently, and Robin Gardens, and I believe David is the gentleman's name from Bowtie Life or Bowtie something. And then there was another gentleman, maybe Edible something. I don't recall the name of his channel, but I connected to Robin and the other gentleman during that live stream. Shawnee Grows is a great channel, folks. Shawnee is awesome. My wife and I have been connected to her for a while now. I would say maybe at least a year, maybe 2 years, maybe more. But Shawnee is great. She's super knowledgeable. So if I didn't formally welcome you in or welcome in, Robin, welcome in. CR, avoid baking the soil in the sun. Yes, absolutely. CR, absolutely. All right, CR and Janet greeting Robin. I love to see people greeting people. That's awesome. Jilbait, I just tuned in when you were talking about mulch for plants. I think I mentioned before about straw as a great garden moisture base and mud-proof base. Great idea, I believe, in 100%. I'm not sure what you mean by mud-proof base, but straw can be excellent if it's not toxic. The problem with a lot of straw is a lot of people get straw that is sprayed with horrible toxic garbage. Now, a lot of people don't even care about toxins. I think that's irresponsible. I think it's stupid to not care about toxins and to just be indifferent. Nobody can avoid toxins 100%. Toxins are sprayed in the skies. They're all over the place in different plastic or plastics. I mean, toxins are everywhere, but I think any responsible person would at least try to limit the amount of toxins that their family is exposed to and that they are exposed to. And people think like, oh, well, like stupid anecdotal evidence. Well, my grandfather used sprayed straw for and he was fine, whatever. That's not scientific thinking, and that's anecdotal. And they'll be like, my grandfather lived till 95. Well, maybe your grandfather would have lived to 105 if you lived a less toxic lifestyle. So a lot of people are like, I don't care about toxins and straw. Hey, whatever. Here's the thing. Some of those things are persistent, as in they can stay in your soil for years, 7 years plus. And certain ones can actually wreak havoc on a garden. And there's videos out there, people showing this. They got a bad straw or whatever, and they used it in their gardens, and their gardens like were negatively affected or even destroyed. Okay, so just something to think about with straw, folks. Don't be afraid to ask questions. A lot of people are getting nervous, they're shy, they're scared, they don't want to offend people. Ask questions. Was this straw sprayed with anything? That's simple, right? Where we live, we're surrounded by a lot of commercial farming, big ag kind of stuff, and they're like weird about people that like to go non-GMO. They're weird about people that like to grow organically. They're weird about regenerative farming methodology. um, and at least sometimes contentious as an argumentative about it. Some people are just stubborn, and even when facing truth, like irrefutable science, and I'm not talking about politically inclined science, I'm talking about just real science, real, actual, irrefutable science. Some people just don't want to hear it. They don't want to see it. And they just stick with what their daddy did and what their granddaddy did. And it's sad. And many farmers in America have practiced or have turned to or started practicing regenerative methods. And it's definitely the way to go, regenerative farming. That was a bit of a rant, but I wanted to get that out, folks. Let me get caught up in the chat. Robin greeting people. Thank you, Robin, for greeting people. Jailbait, have you ever seen the episode of Shark Tank where Johnny George got the deal for his tree pea? He is from Arcadia, Florida. I might have been thinking about Acadia because Twinbrook Acres and I, and maybe whoever, were talking about Acadia earlier. Arcadia, Florida, and is a Facebook friend. I did not see that. I maybe have seen parts of a Shark Tank episode or episodes. I think parts of episodes. I don't know if I've ever watched one through, but I have no idea what you're talking about, Jailbait. And you're Facebook friends with that person. Okay. CR, try to source it well. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Try to source it well. Robin Gardens, I like to mulch with crushed leaves. I mostly use them in the fall. Especially good to mulch the garlic in for the winter. I'm just going to stop. Leaves are an amazing free resource for gardeners, folks. Leaves are amazing, and they go away at some point, or rather decompose at some point. So get them while you can. Actually, today, that's a great reminder. Screenshot, how you doing? Boom, screenshot. Hopefully that will be, look at that maybe and be reminded to gather some leaves. It's also great for chicken litter, different livestock litter and livestock bedding. But let me get back to finishing the comment. Might have got excited there, Robin. And yes, it is especially good to mulch garlic in for the winter. Absolutely. LOL, I have to add chicken wire over the top to exclude the squirrels. Okay, smart to use that chicken wire. I'm at the point where I might have to start lowering squirrel populations around our home. I don't want to because I love having them around. They're great for the ecosystem, but they do damage. At least one of them got caught in our like power line or whatever and got electrocuted, caused our power to go out. They can chew wires in vehicles, I think, and machinery, and they can do some damage in gardens. So I prefer not to kill them. So I'll see what I do. Maybe a live trap, perhaps. Maybe just landscape our property in a way or ways that might minimize the amount we have directly around our home, close to our home. We'll see. Our straw we used when I was a groundskeeper for a DuPont estate. Nothing was sprayed. Awesome that nothing was sprayed on that. That's a great resource. I did that, Robin, back in October. J-Dog One Party. Welcome in, J-Dog. J-Dog is in the house. J-Dog, hi, everyone. CR Colin, remember to wear that shirt if I do a water video. It would be beautiful stage prop. If I do a water video. Okay, all right, yes. Yes, CR. Thank you for that idea. I like that idea. CR, greeting Jay. Thank you, CR, for greeting Jay. So, yeah, leaves. Leaves have so many nutrients in them. And one of the benefits of leaves is when you crush them up at least a little bit, they're a great mulch, but they're a loose mulch. So they don't like some other mulch or mulches prevent or limit germination, right? So sometimes a heavier mulch, like a wood chip, is great. Like I'm thinking of trees that came to mind, and sometimes a loose mulch like leaf mold, leaves, crunched up might be best, are great for things like garlic, right? and they're not too heavy. A nice, thick, heavier in comparison to leaves. Wood mulch is great for certain types of trees, certain types of bushes, and the wood chips are great to create a more fungal dominant environment. So many trees, think of nature, right? The branches full, the twigs, logs, whatever, around the base of the tree. That is the natural environment for most or all trees and certain bushes. So that stuff is really great for orchards, for example, the wood chips, I mean. Jailbait, I just had squirrels and or chipmunks eat my air filter and destroyed my engine performance. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if it was the cabin filter or the engine air filter or whatever, but one of the filters, um, when I uh, when I got an oil change recently for mine and my wife's vehicle, one of our vehicles, showed that there was like a mouse or something chomping on whatever. No introduction needed. I see some emojis or whatever. Welcome in, no introduction needed. Welcome in, no introduction needed. This is an open discussion, folks, and I would like the focus to be on Q&A. So if you got questions for me, I might have answers. All right. My second goal, rather, was 15 likes. I'm seeing 13 on my phone. If you haven't hit the like, it's kind, it's free. Take a moment. Hit that like, please. Come on. Let's go. No introduction needed. I don't recall ever seeing you in any of mine and my wife's live streams. If you have been, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome in. Feel free to introduce yourself, even though your screen name or whatever is no introduction needed. Feel free to give yourself an introduction. Introduce yourself. Do you have content on your channel? No introduction needed. Twinbrook Acres. Oops. Yep, I hit the like. Boom. Thank you so much. I'm seeing 15 likes. Power clapping for that. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. CR, thinking of questions. Thank you, CR, for staying active in the chat, brother. You're awesome. You're awesome. Yeah. Um, Robin Gardens. I think I might have missed something. Oh yeah, $700 plus damage to the Jeep engine parked in the driveway. They nested there. We let them fledge, then repaired the car. But dang, now we have to park in the garage only. Oh, from squirrels or mice or a mouse or whatever. What does fledge mean in that context, at least? All right. Oh, sun's out. There you go. Sunshine. Love it. Love it. Love it. Squirrels. Ooh, $700 plus. I'm sorry that happened to you, Robin. That's rough. That's a lot of money for most working class people. You know what I'm saying? Fledge, move on from the nest. Okay, thank you so much for explaining that to me. Jailbait, does anyone know of a veteran anywhere in the USA could use any help? No promises, might be able to give some assistance. My father is a veteran, United States Marine Corps veteran, and he could probably use some help. What do you mean by, what kind of assistance are you offering? CR, I'm getting sun today too, charging solar lights. Bright side of winter for me. Harness that energy from the sun. I don't know if you folks can hear, but I hear at least one of our roosters crowing. Let me show you folks a little bit of our property, all right? And some of our neighbors' property. This is not really a good place to show you. That's our neighbor's property, and maybe a little bit of ours. All right. Let me show you around. Give you folks some of the views. I think it's much nicer in person, maybe. Um, yeah, let me. Got to pick up. There's a box on the ground that got blown by the wind. Not sure how much you folks can see. It's beautiful. Um, just a small part of our property, Wife and I are very thankful for our property. One of the reasons we bought this home, maybe the main reason, was the property. All right. Jailbait, from a distance far away, perhaps a gift card if he is truly needy. From a distance far away. Oh, well, I think he is. He does have a pension, but he ran into a lot of issues, like with his vehicle and his home and fixing things up and stuff. So he is, I think, financially hurting right now. But yeah, I think he's been struggling financially. All right. I love to see those 15 likes. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who hit the like. So, Jailbait, I have a question for you. Um, I am curious. Your your channel name. Now, what does it mean? Because the Jailbait part um, has a negative connotation. So I'm curious if you've ever gotten any heat, any aggression from people regarding your name. Like, do you regret choosing that name for your channel? Because Jailbait means like someone who's too young to do certain things with. I'm just curious. Is there like a meaning of the Jailbait in Tackle Outdoors? I'm just curious. If that's ever caused an issue with anyone for you. Let me see. I have CR. He's a moderator in the chat. Do you add your coffee grounds in the compost or broadcast it out? Asking everyone, by the way. Well, I'll answer. I do both. Yep, I do both. I broadcast it, sprinkle it, throw it. I've done a little bit of tilling in certain areas, and even though in general I prefer not tilling, working it into the soil a little bit. But yeah, I've casted it and just left it. I've taken a little hand tiller and tilled it in a little bit in at least one area. I've used it as part of fill for hugelkultur beds. I add it to compost. So coffee grounds are amazing. One of the many benefits of working at restaurants is I have access to lots of used coffee grounds and used tea leaves. So I could do a whole long form video about resources from restaurants that homesteaders and gardeners can use. I think it would be a very helpful video. Yeah, I've posted videos in the past about eggshells I've gotten from a restaurant or restaurants, about coffee grounds, used tea leaves, food scraps, oyster shells, lobster shells, like different seafood shells. I actually posted a video maybe somewhat recently about the benefits of using seafood shells in the garden. I find that it helps melt the snow in the sun. Makes sense. I mean, it's relatively dark in color, so I assume that would harness that solar energy or whatever and help melt it. Just like wood ash, the darker colored wood ash is great for harnessing the energy from the sun and melting ice and melting snow. I posted videos about using wood ash as a snow and ice melt before. No one should be using that toxic garbage from the stores. Get some wood ash if you can. Jill, I have zero regret about my channel name. I actually did a video explaining the origin of the name to address it head on. I base my reputation on my actions, not my name. Okay, yeah, I was maybe just curious. I would love to check out that video. And I like that you addressed it head on. I think that's how people should be, right? Like if you if you're not doing anything bad, just you don't even have to explain yourselves sometimes in life, or Sometimes I think it's good to explain yourselves, like to your spouse, for example, to your children, for example, at times for both your spouse and your children. Um, but I think it's great, at least sometimes, to just tackle things head on, just keep it real and communicate. I give you respect for that, Jailbait. Robin Gardens, coffee and tea grounds perfect to add to the compost. Totally a quick booster for a breakdown. My girlfriend, I'm assuming GF, me and girlfriend, has retired but owned a coffee shop here. And I used to leave a number 5 bucket, or 5 number bucket, with her free. Wow. It's an amazing resource for a gardener. Actually, both the coffee grounds and used tea grounds. Jailbait, my video portfolio substantiates my